This is just a mechanical technique. There are techniques called the witness, which is cultivating a part of you that notices what's going on. Like most people, when you get agitated or angry or depressed, boy, am I depressed. See? Now, if you came to me and you said, which people do, and they go, I'm so depressed. Right? Yep. You're really depressed? Boy, am I depressed. Is every part of you depressed? Yeah, I'm completely depressed. Is there any part of you that isn't depressed? No, I'm completely depressed. You're noticing your depression? Yup. Is the noticer depressed? Well, the notice is just noticing. Aha. There's your entry right there. That's that little place. And it starts out with such a subtle little tiny bit of your mind. 99% of your mind is depressed, and 1% is noticing. It's like clouds in the sky. If you take a frame and frame a cloud a certain way, it looks like you just get a frame of gray. But if you put a little bigger frame on, you see there's a little blue around it, and you suddenly say, oh, that's a cloud. It's the same thing you do with your thoughts. See, the thoughts grab you. Like I go into meditation, and the meditative technique I use, which is so Mickey Mouse, it's absurd, is I follow the breath. This is a Southern Buddhist Theravadan technique. It's ancient. It's an ancient technique. I follow the breath, rising and falling in my abdomen. There's a little muscle that goes up and down when you breathe. You can feel it. Now, I start in, and my instruction from my teacher is follow the breath, follow the rising and the falling, and when it rises, notice it rising, and when it follows, notice it falling. So I start. Rising, falling. Rising, falling. Rising, falling. And the first thing that my mind says is, this is never going to work. See? Now, what happened was, you see, my mind came up with a thought and it said, think of me. Psst, psst, this is never going to work. And if you buy into that thought, you say, you're right, this isn't going to work. Well, thank you very much for the teaching, and you're off, see? If, however, you just agreed that for 20 minutes you'd follow the instruction of the teacher, and he says every time a thought arises, notice that it has arisen, allow it, and then very gently return your awareness back to the rising and falling. So you say, okay, thought, see you later, and you go back to rising, falling, falling. And then a thought comes in. For this I got a PhD. You know, like, here I went and got all this training and all this, and I'm this intelligent person, and I'm following the breath of, who am I? I better not tell anybody. I mean, it's an embarrassing thing. Well, what'd you do all summer? Well, I followed the muscle rising and falling in my abdomen. Don't you have anything more important to do? You see, I mean, you can feel where that is in relation to the cultural context. So I notice that as another thought, and then I go back, and then rising, falling, falling. Wonder if the 20 minutes is up yet. Notice it, rising, falling. Then I'm hungry. Right. My knee hurts. See? Each one just comes up and it grabs you and says, I'm real, think me. Psst, I'm real, think me. And each time you notice the thought, allow it, and then you go back. The one that really sucks you in is rising, falling, rising. My God, I think it's happening. See? That one really gets you. That takes you every time, you know. And oh, yeah, it's happening, you know. I remember going to one of my teachers and I said, oh, I've just experienced such peace. I am feeling the peace I've always yearned for all my life. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, this is just so wonderful. He listened. He said, that's fine. Now go back and watch your breath. And that's called spiritual materialism, when you get caught in the experiences that happen along the way. Now, what a simple exercise like that does, which has no religious overlay of any stuff, it's just a mechanical method, is it's allowing you to see the way in which your thoughts keep capturing you into being identified with them by giving you a focal point around which you can see your thoughts grabbing you and pulling you. And just doing that simple little exercise allows you to see your thoughts grabbing and taking you, until pretty soon you begin to see that the thoughts are an ocean of continuous thinking. It's like sitting on the edge of a stream and watching the water go by, and leaves come and little fish go by and all kinds of things go, and twigs, and every now and then something catches your consciousness and your head turns to follow it. And when you're meditating, you just keep it right there, and the stuff comes in, exists, and goes by. And what happens just from that little mechanical method is you start to develop a connection to the awareness. It's like the sky that's behind the clouds. Instead of just transferring your identity from being one cloud to the next cloud to the next cloud, which what happens is, I'm hungry, and then you're focused on the refrigerator. And then as you're eating, you think, I'm missing the game, and then you're focused on the television set. And then you're in the middle of the game, and I got to go to the bathroom, and you're focused on it, and your mind is just constantly. You watch from the minute you wake up, like the alarm goes off, or somebody nudges you, or you wake up and you say, I could sleep 10 more minutes. What was I dreaming last night? I've got to go to the bathroom. That's what I need to do. Oh, it's so warm in bed. Gee, I can smell coffee. What was I dreaming? What was I dreaming now? Boy, do I need to go to the bathroom. Oh, I got to do the laundry later. Oh, I forgot that appointment. Oh, God. I got 3 more minutes. And your mind starts. See, and each one is grabbing you, and it goes all day long. It's just all day long. And each one grabs you, and you do this, and then this. And if you would watch it from any vantage point other than being in it, you'd be absolutely amazed at what's happening. That you're at the mercy of these thoughts that just grab you and invest you with reality. And only when you even have a context that it's possible to stand behind your own thoughts in just presence. All you are, to define who you are, is you just awareness. You just is.